Hello, welcome to the Juniper House Show. I'm Recon Rook 24602, Church Milton, Colorado Springs chapter. I'd like to thank the sweet Jesus for something I saw on social media with Megan Kelly, that she was addressing that she doesn't want to use preferred pronouns and stuff. I was trying to work over this woke culture and stuff, and at the time I was thinking, okay, it's like, I don't have a problem calling a bearded lady dude a woman or something, if they want to be called a woman or whatever, the preferred pronouns. But I agree with what Megan Kelly said, and I thank her also for what she said, because it's like I could be like, "Hi, I'm Robert Chaddock. My pronouns are him, he, manly stuff. The sky is blue, and I love Jesus. If you have a problem with that, that's your problem. That's not my problem." And but that doesn't help anybody. Even though I know they're like Denethor taking the plunge right off of God's flat earth and fire and stuff. It's like you're gonna be miserable the way you're going in your trajectory in life and everything, unless you come to Jesus and stuff and repent and stop dressing like a man. My thoughts on the subject of this woke transgender culture is like the men are people are created man and female. You're assigned this at birth. This is what you have to do. You have to do the best you can with what you have, and you are ducking your duties as a man when you think you're a woman. Being a woman is far more than painting your nails and doing your hair and stuff, and everything. We're in a fight for our lives. We're all in the boat. Trying to help the people who are like chum bobbing there with jaws swimming around, right? And my argument is that the only people in the boat are the Catholics, represented by this cross on this coexist bumper sticker. But this is the human race of America. I already know who wins the race by what I've experienced in my life so far. I know this cross is going to the tippy top to be with Jesus, all the people that want to be with him. It's my job to, try to get the chum bobbers out of the water into the boat, because they're swimming with jaws. On this coexist bumper sticker, I would say the woke people, they're not going anywhere. This is an ancient problem. All these civilizations have come and gone, and they've had like problems with accepting homosexuality and stuff. The Sodom and Gomorrah, the Greeks, all these people. This is not a new problem, but so I don't think they're going anywhere. So they have to be represented on this coexist bumper sticker in America, right? I drew him as a pig. If any of you people want to come up with a better um, symbol for that, this space right here is the atheist. The atheists are always trying to just crush the entire coexist bumper sticker, but the cross is just shooting right through the top on all of it. But this is America. This is not. We're not ruled by the church. If sinning was illegal, then we'd all be in jail and stuff, and we have to learn to coexist and stuff in this country with each other. The teachings of Jesus Christ are in Hebrews. It says, break off ties with the heretic after one or two tries, right? I say for any of these other people on this cross, give us our two tries. Let us talk and debate the topic. This is America, where it's a Masonic template that the Masons come up with this template. I was like, man, is that good? But it is a good thing. We can freely choose Jesus in this in this thing. It's not like he's just like trapped and enslaved to be voted upon. We can freely choose him in America, and with the protection of our military, We can have debates and talks and stuff. If these people want to put up a sign saying no Catholics in their church, well, at least give us our two tries. Give us our two tries to talk to you, and then we break off the heritage. You want to be the Waco compound, you can be the Waco compound. It's just the trajectory you're on. You end up bundled with zip ties and thrown where there's wailing and grinding of teeth. And we said, well, we tried. We tried. We had to console sweet Jesus. We tried to help them. And dude went off the edge of the world like Michael Jackson or something. So I'd like to thank sweet Jesus for Megan Kelly's wise instruction in that, and it is nice to see that some people, and I was the same way. I was like, okay, well, I don't mind treating these people with respect of my pronouns or this, but you're right, it doesn't help anybody at all. It's not helping the problem to not resist the problem. I believe the transgender thing is a disorder that you can choose and be coerced in and all that stuff. It's strange, like I can call myself a cowboy, but I don't know how to ride a horse. And St. Paul wasn't walking around like a centurion, but he had a helmet, he had his breastplate, he had a sword and a belt and all that. It's what a man can do and what he can't do, and it's not appropriate to say you're a woman because you duck out of being a man. The duties of man, the unnaturalness of the whole situation that it talks about in Romans. It says when men lust after men, it's unnatural. The unnaturalness of it is evident in lost my eraser. The unnaturalness of it that it talks about in Romans, I think it's chapter 3, is evident in when you juxtapose it with the nuclear family. The nuclear family with a man, terrible man, and a woman, and their children. Right? This is a nuclear family. This is a bond between a man and a woman. It's marriage. To go outside of this is adultery. It's a sin. But then when you have a man and a man, it's unnatural. They have to break this bond of marriage in order to even procreate, to further our species of human beings, right? So they go outside that and they get this child, right? It's unnatural. In America, we're not ruled by the church, so I'm going to say that I'm okay with it being legal for gay marriage. I think it's a sin and it's wrong, but this is America and freedom. And the words of Jesus Christ, the words of Jesus in Revelation say, let the wicked be wicked, the righteous must be righteous. And ultimately, if two people want to live in sin, if they're not hurting anybody, like it's different than abortion. Abortion, you're killing someone, so that has to be outlawed. But in America, they have the freedom to live like this, in this coexist thing. They want to be the pig. Well, they can be the pig, right? And as far as their children, I do believe it hurts the children as far as an environment that they come up and raised into. But the child does have free will and it would be the Catholic's job and stuff to when this child is growing up to come in there and intercede and say, hey, look, dude, the way your parents raised you, these two men, homosexuality is a sin. They do have free will, and God's power and will through them can ultimately change them. So I don't think it should be illegal that they have kids outside of their marriage and stuff. But I think it is harmful environment to bring a kid up in. But this is America, and freedom for people to sin and stuff. It's just something that we have to live with. when these people just want to live and go off the edge of God's flat earth, you know. That's their choice, unless it harms someone else. Like pornography is harmful to people. I believe that it should be separate. There should be some kind of hardware chip in a porn phone. If you want to have porn protected by the First Amendment, you go down to the porn store and buy the porn phone. And everyone else in America should have the Apple family-friendly phone where it's illegal to have the porn on the phone. Don't infiltrate that. Don't mess with it, otherwise you're going to get in trouble. That is separate and segregated, but it's still available if you do want to be wicked, and that's your choice, you know, and see where that gets you, you know. If with the unit has standards, you want to step out of line and step out and go do this wicked shit. Well, you're gonna have to go to confession, and you have to do the truffle shuffle when you come back, and then you can get back in the boat. And we're gathering all the chum people that are floating with Jaws, and anyone that wants to come into the boat.